Hello, everyone. My name is Pauline LaBelle. I've been asked to read a short excerpt from my book, Whale in the Door, A Community Unites to Protect BC's House Sound, published by Caitlin Press in 2017. I'll set the scene for you. I'm on a bus with 24 other Bowen Islanders on the Sea to Sky Highway, on our way to Squamish to support Linda Williams and Joyce Williams of the Squamish Nation. We will join 500 other residents of House Sound and march to the LNG office. It's pouring rain, so the magnificence of sea and mountains is felt rather than seen. Towering over us, a pair of graceful peaks shimmers above the North Shore Mountains, an iconic landscape visible from almost everywhere in the Greater Vancouver area. They were named the Lions in the late 19th century. The village of Lions Bay, the Lionsgate Bridge, and the BC Lions football team were named in their honor. The way you name something, a person, a tree, or a mountain, is how you start to tell a story about it, a story that has a deep connection to that place or person. The name becomes a container for the stories, the things that happened. The Squamish people call those peaks Chichioi, the twins or the sisters, in honor of two young women who brought peace to the land and the people. I've heard many members of the Squamish Nation tell the wonderful story of Chichioi, and I've read several versions in books, including Pauline Johnson's Legends of Vancouver. About 6 years ago, at the Vancouver Public Library, I heard Squamish Nation storyteller Rebecca Duncan, Tsitsayamat, tell an animated version. She made the story come to life and helped the listener see how this ancient story was still relevant today. Rebecca gave me permission to tell a shortened version of it in this book. I had hoped Rebecca would be available to tell you the story in her own words, but she is not. So I'll do my best to convey the beauty of this story. In those days, the Squamish were often at war with the northern people, who would steal their women and bring them back as slaves. A man, a Squamish Siam, a noble person, had twin daughters who were as beautiful as they were hard-working. Everyone in the village admired their skill at cleaning deer hides, making clothing from cedar bark, and drying salmon. One day, while out berry picking, they were captured on a raid by the northern people. These young women had been properly brought up. They had been taught to remain dignified and respectful, no matter the circumstance, and that is how they came to be revered by the northern people. They took such good care of their captors that they were greatly admired by them, and so it was no surprise when two brothers, good hunters and fishermen, asked to be married to them. The sisters agreed to the marriage if their father would consent. A scout was sent out to seek the father's permission. Their father said yes, but only if they would come to his village to celebrate the marriage. The northerners arrived with their moose meat and their fine blankets made of goat hair, and the father set a splendid table with salmon, oolican oil, seaweed, and roots and berries in intricately designed cedar baskets. There was a great reunion of the sisters and their family, and much feasting and drumming and dancing. Many gifts were exchanged. The power of this celebration uniting two families in marriage was so great, it led to a treaty to end the wars that had gone on for many years. In honor of this peaceful coming together, the Sky Brothers transformed the twin sisters into those beautiful peaks you see today. The Siam's daughters have stood in this high place for thousands of years. Chichioi will continue to stand for thousands of years to come. guarding the land, the sea, and the mountains, reminding all who gaze upon them that there are peaceful ways to resolve differences. While I was in the midst of writing this book, the neighbor down the hill took out several large trees to prepare for the construction of a housing complex. With the trees gone, more of the mountaintops were revealed to me. As I scanned to the left, I saw them. Well, actually her, one of the sisters. I had been learning and writing about Chichioy all these months, and now one of them, the west-facing one, was in my view. And I suppose I was now in her view. Rebecca Duncan told me the name for Chichioy looking west is Chichioy Elkwaken. This sister looks straight down at me. I have become part of Chichioy's landscape. May I continue to be aware of this and act accordingly, fittingly, inspired by her dignity, her respect, her ability to find peaceful solutions. Thank you for inviting me to be part of your celebration. Happy 50th anniversary.